Now you're thinking of your night, not me.
Yeah.
That's a good Garrett. I want one of those little earpieces.
Sure. Whatever you want. It may not work. Whatever you want.
Hey everybody, I'm Garrett Fuller from 1010 Hammer. We are here at Comic-Con. I am here with Adam Gershowitz.
Hey guys.
And that is the Choppa. And that's all I care about right now, so let's hear about it, Adam.
All right, let's get right in it. So, everybody wants to hear about the Choppa, right? Who is he? He's big, he's bad, he's green, and he has giant cow skull axes. The Choppa is all about berserk fury. We wanted a class that was just about getting in there and hitting stuff. He plays very, very easy. He just runs in there and goes to town. The Choppa is all about doing crazy stuff. Like, oh, furious chopping. Laying waste, no matter what, non-stop, hit. It's what he does. Lots of attacks, things that we haven't done before, like random AoEs. Basically, the Choppa and the Slayer as well can flail about wildly, dealing lots and lots of damage, and it hits a random number of opponents. So while some other classes have more control over their character and say, oh, I'm hitting these 3 guys, but for 25 each, the Choppa and the Slayer, they just wail away. Sometimes they hit them, sometimes they hit them massive, sometimes they hit them even harder. You might see this down here, this little mechanic meter, right? The smiley face, the Gork and Mork head laughing up and down. That's the berserk meter. Basically, Choppa's really simple. The minute somebody sneezes at you, you start getting angry. The angrier you get, the more damage you deal. Now, that being said, there's a little bit of control there. As long as you're in the green, as long as you're just furious, you are going to be able to do special abilities. These special abilities will allow you to exhaust your rage, as you can see, the meter going back down, for extra damage. However, as soon as you hit the red line, the red zone, that's it, you're uncontrolled. No matter what you do, you're going to deal lots of extra damage, you're going to take lots of extra damage. Anytime you try to use a controlled attack, something that might need, a little bit of control, it's going to do a little less damage. So players are going to be presented with 2 options, whether or not they kind of release their rage somehow controlled, or if they just let it loose no matter what. The Slayer and Choppa also have a number of really, really nice new abilities that we haven't done anywhere else. A good example of this, let me go and gather up a couple Slayers here. Is the ability Bring It On. When the attention focuses onto the Choppa and the Slayer, they can just let loose entirely. Now you see I've got Bring It On running. Every single monster that attacks me while I've got this running, or every single player, is going to get struck back immediately. Of course, I'm taking damage in the process, but I'm hitting everybody back as good as I get. So, talking a little bit more about the Choppa and Slayer. I'm just going to keep bashing away at these guys while we talk. A little bit more about kind of what the options are available to them. Obviously, they're melee DPS careers, right? They have weapon options that are up and beyond the normal melee DPS careers. They can use a single-hand weapon. They can use 2-hand weapons. They can use a great weapon. They can use anything they can get their hands on. Hammers, axes, you name it, they've got it. In addition, each one of the specialties of this 3 specialty lines kind of focuses a little bit more on one or another type of play styles.
I love the 2-handed weapon. That's very cool.
Yeah, well, once I beat the heck out of these guys, I'll go ahead and pull one out for you. I think I have a good one. So, the Choppa and Slayer, like all of our careers, have 3 mastery paths. Those mastery paths are focused on different type of content and play styles. We have the Path of the Savage. The Path of the Savage is kind of an intermediate path. It has a number of abilities that allow you to exhaust your rage, but also play off of it being fully berserk. The Path of the Big Hitta. The Path of the Big Hitta is all about large, exhaustive attacks. This specializes in great weapons. It specializes in big hits. You don't really let yourself go fully berserk. You try and keep a little bit of control, exhausting all of your power on really big single strikes. Good examples of that are things like, let me see if I got one in here. Weakling Killer. Weakling Killer is a really high-powered attack. The lower your hit points of your enemy, the more damage it does. Another example of that is Reckless Blow. Reckless Blow is all about doing as much damage as possible in one single swing. It leaves you open for a little while longer. You take more damage because of it, but you do a lot of damage. Now, that being said, there's a third mastery path as well, and that's the Path of the Rekka. The Rekka is all about just completely getting in there, swinging and flailing about wildly as much as they can. That's where abilities like Bring It On, the ability where you just go and run in anything that hits you, comes back, damage twice fold. What's the rush? AoE damage, snares, keeps them in close. Other abilities like lots of chopping. Lots of chopping is one of those random abilities I talked about. You can hit up to 4 enemies for as much damage as what would normally be a single hit in an AoE. And the Rekka, like I said, is all about getting that red line as far out as you can get and getting in there and flailing away wildly.
It's awesome. It's amazing. Yep. So how is this going to factor into the PvP balance that you guys have going on now with the siege, keep sieges and everything like that? How are these guys going to play into the fold?
Well, we've got a bunch of stuff coming up for keeps and sieges as well. But really what these guys are, the minute the door goes down, those pesky defenders sitting up by the keep lord or hiding out in a fortress or a wave of guys, you're basically going to treat these guys like human bombs, especially Path of the Rekka guys. They're going to run in there. Yeah, they're going to die, but they're going to be flailing about wildly. They're going to be using things like Bring It On and Can't Stop the Chop. And all they're going to be doing is lashing out at everything in range of them, knocking them down, pulling them in, just completely wrecking the area, causing a lot of havoc. They're not subtle classes. They're all about getting in there, causing a lot of havoc, causing a lot of damage, distributing it to a large number of people completely randomly. So basically, it's really hard to heal or defend against.
It's great. It's great. Adam, I honestly can't thank you enough for showing us the Choppa and all the explanation, too. You did a great job.
Sure, anytime.
That's definitely. Guys, we'll be back with the Slayer later on. Adam's going to tell us all about the Slayer for the dwarves, and we will see you online. This is 10 Ton Hammer, Adam Gershowitz, Mythic, Warhammer Online.